Welcome to the series of AI's videos. Last video that we did was Arize Phoenix, and that time we said it's very useful for AI pipelines. And one interesting pipeline where it's very useful is RAG. Okay, so which is what we'll look now. Okay, so let dive deep directly into the code. Okay, so this is our standard setup for RAG with well, I mean, not even the RAG, right? Just Phoenix with AX. Okay, so this is what we explained last time. Okay, we do the instrument, right? We do the OpenAI, get the client. Okay. Okay, now let me explain what I have set up in this, right? So this is a RAG demo. Okay, and what I have is I have four documents, right? The first document talks about Arize Phoenix, second one talks about RAG, right? Third one talks about vector databases, right? And the fourth one talks about Olama, right? Which is a local Olama that we are looking at, okay? And I'll explain why I have chosen these documents like these, okay? Okay. Now, uh, as we saw in Arize Phoenix, right? The first thing that we do is a span, right? So in the index document span, I'm going to say like how many documents are there, right? And for each document, I'm going to print embedding document. Okay. Uh, okay. Now the query that I'm going to ask is what is Arize Phoenix, right? And that's why I have set up documents like these, right? So most likely the document that matches the most is definitely the first one, and we'll see how the other ones stand. Okay. Now here also we are doing a query embedding as a span, right? And we are basically going to create an embedding and which will do a vector DB search later to do the similarity search, right? So what I have done for the similarity search is I have not only retrieved documents but also the distances, right, of these documents from the query one, right? How close these documents are, okay? And in the attribute, in addition to the query and the number of results, like how many documents were retrieved. So obviously I have set n results equal to 2, right? So at most it will return 2 documents, okay? In addition to that, what I have put is I am putting like, 200 characters from the document itself, okay? And the distance, okay? Which is what I'm putting as an attribute of the span, right? So one note, since you see this commented code here, is there is also a concept of an event in Arize Phoenix, right? Somehow they don't get rendered in the UI, okay? So that's why I have fallen back to these attributes of the span itself instead of events, okay? And I'll show that in a bit, okay? Uh, then in the context, basically what we do is whatever context we have retrieved, right? We are going to sort of, uh, put that in the context assembly, right? And then we are going to make the LLM call. So the LLM call is answer the question using the context below, right? This is context that we retrieved from RAG, and this is the query, okay? Uh, and here also I'm going to print some attributes or trace some attributes like these, right? And then we are going to set the response as one of the attribute. Okay, so let me just show you the run of this, right? So I ran this, right? So the query is what is Arize Phoenix, right? So it retrieved 2 documents. Okay, so it actually retrieved that RAG document, right? And it retrieved the Arize Phoenix document. Okay, but as you can see, it answered the question using this second document, right? Arize Phoenix is an open source observability tool for LLM, right? This is what we had in the RAG, right? And the LLM itself decided to expand on that large language model applications. Okay, so this looks good, right? Now we'll kind of try to answer some of these questions: why this document was retrieved, and see a little bit of information in the trace. Okay, so this is the trace, right? So the this is kind of in the reverse chronological order. The first one is the index document. So let's look at that index documents, right? So as you can see, it basically had 4 documents. So it created embeddings for that. Okay, now you can look at this embedding. If you look at attributes, you'll see this is that first document, right? Arize Phoenix, right? Uh, and if you actually are kind of savvy with embedding, you can actually see what these embeddings are. Okay, it's a little complex. We have done this as a theory before, but we are not going to do it for this particular video, right? But it basically it was the first one, right? It basically indexed these documents, 4 documents. Okay. Uh, Now after the let me go back all the way, right? And after the index documents is the user query. Okay. So now we'll expand on this user query, right? So let me click on this, right? So user query, right? So first of all, it got a embedding for the query. Okay, so what was the query? So you'll see the attribute, right? And in the create embeddings, you'll see the query, right? So let's see the input output. Query is what is Arize Phoenix, right? That was the input, right? Attributes you'll see like it basically created an embedding for this. Okay. Then it did a vector DB search. Okay. So for the vector DB search, what it did, right? So it basically I have printed all these attributes, right? So it uh, the zeroth document is basically this rag stands for, right? And as you can see, the distance is 0.41, right? So this came the document to be the second closest, okay? And that's why it kind of, gave that. But as you can see, the distance of the first document, which is Arize Phoenix is, and right, it is the 0.84, right? It is the closest match, right? From the similarity search, you can see. So now you can see in the context assembly. So it basically in the context preview, you can see that it put both these documents, right? Because it retrieved both of them. So you can see that uh, the length of the context is this, right? And it put both these documents in there. Oh, and by the way, in the vector DB search, you could see num results too, right? So it's saying it retrieved 2 documents. These are 2 documents, right? And the query was what is Arize Phoenix. Okay. Okay, and the next is kind of the usual stuff, right? In the only thing you'll see that if you go to input output, right, you'll see that not only it has the system prompt, but it also has the context, right? So context has both of these documents and the question, okay, and then that's how it gave this answer, right? You can also look into these attributes, right? And you can see these, okay, little bit more deeper insight into this. Okay, so actually I had said that I'll show you these events thingy, right? So let me try doing that. Okay, so why it's not there? 1 sec. So let's do this vector DB search. Oh, okay, because I removed it. Okay, so if I were to kind of, uncomment that code, you would have seen those basically events, right? Which I have commented, but they don't actually render very nicely in the UI. Okay, so this is a little bit of a deep dive into the RAG pipeline using arrays. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and good luck with your AI explorations. Bye.